Dun Shows World.
Welcome to Shows World Gamers, Josh here, and as this week draws to a close, I wanted to take a moment to look at this week's new game releases, gaming announcements, and a few news stories. If this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button to join in on the fun. Alright gamers, we will start off, as always, with this week's new game releases. And once again, this is another light week for game releases. Alright, we'll start with a game called We Are the Caretakers. Now, it was released today on the Xbox. Now, the game is a team-based strategy RPG. The game got some really positive reviews when it went into early access on PC last year. It is a budget-priced game, and if you're a fan of this style of gameplay, this could be a really good pickup for you. I would definitely check this out. The other game released this week was kind of out of left field. This game is called Tumbleweed Destiny. It is an extremely weird looking game. The game is listed as a tumbleweed life simulator. You can explore the landscape solo or online with up to 16 players. The game has been previously released on PC, but received a release on the Nintendo Switch this week. And, I mean, it looks funny. The game's only $2.99 if you want to give that a shot. And like I said, this is another light week, but it's going to start picking up as we have some really big titles coming soon. Next up, let's take a look at some gaming announcements. Now, we did receive a teaser revealing Payday 3. We didn't get much more than a logo and silhouette of characters, but this co-op first-person shooter is scheduled for a 2023 release on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, the PC, and on the Xbox systems, including the Xbox One, Xbox Series S, and Xbox Series X. We also got a new release date trailer for the new Horde Mode XL World War Z Aftermath DLC. The DLC is coming to PS5 and Xbox Series S and X, and adds a special XL wave filled with over 1,000 hungry enemies to the normal Horde mode. The DLC also adds new weapons and a revamped weapons progression system. The update for this awesome co-op zombie killing game is scheduled for release on January 24th, so we actually don't have to wait too long for this one. Now, Game Freak, the company behind Pokemon, in an announcement kind of out of left field this week, announced that a remake of the 3DS game Pocket Card Jockey will release on January 20th. The shocking news is the lack of a Nintendo Switch version, as this game will be exclusively on Apple Arcade for iOS devices. The game is a mix of the card game Solitaire and horse racing, and it has a cult following, so hopefully at some point we do get this released on the Nintendo Switch also. Now, at Sony CES presentation, we got our first look at not just Gran Turismo on the PlayStation VR 2, but Sony unveiled the first trailer for the upcoming Gran Turismo movie, which is being directed by Neil Blomkamp, who is best known for his awesome sci-fi movies such as District 9, Elysium, and Chappie, 3 movies I thoroughly enjoyed, and so far, this movie actually sounds and looks really good. No release date was announced yet, but I'm looking forward to this, and I'm definitely going to check it out when it does release. Now, Project Leonardo was also announced at Sony CES Showcase. This accessibility controller, it looks really cool. It is fully customizable. This will allow gamers with a number of disabilities or mobility issues to enjoy games. Microsoft has a similar controller they released a few years back, and I really hope Nintendo follows suit soon. This is a really cool thing they're doing. Just get more people to play games. Everybody loves playing games. Everybody should be able to play games. Nintendo, it's your turn to step up. Alright, Arcade 1UP was also at CES, as this is where they usually announce the upcoming cabinets for the year. The home arcade cabinet maker announced some casino-style cabinets, including a Wheel of Fortune Casino-cade. As for arcade games, we got a new Mortal Kombat 2 and new Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man cabinets, which it's really pretty disappointing, as these games have already had cabinets. There are some new improvements, but I'm disappointed. We didn't get anything new. Hopefully there's more coming. We'll just have to wait and see. Alright gamers, let's finish up with a few news stories for this week in gaming. Now, we did get heavy rumors this week from what appears to be an anonymous Reddit user who is speculated to be a Nintendo employee. The leaker has been leaking projects in creative ways in the days before an announcement for some time, including The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, WarioWare, and Splatoon 3. His latest comment reads, "Do you think everyone is primed and ready?" leading to speculation of either new info on Metroid Prime 4 or possibly the Metroid Prime remake announcement we're all expecting. Also this week, the reservation system was scheduled to open for some early Super Nintendo World preview events for pass holders. Unfortunately, there were some technical difficulties that caused a system crash, postponing the reservation system. We are hearing that it will be scheduled for next week, and we're definitely going to be there attempting to schedule our spot. If you haven't been following, we got a lot of videos covering the Super Nintendo World construction. We're planning on being there. It looks like we may be able to get in before it opens to the public on February 17th, so stay tuned. We'll keep you up to date on that. Now, in some gaming history news, Rare, the company behind games like Banjo-Kazooie and Perfect Dark, had actually had plans to enter the console market. While the company is currently under the Microsoft umbrella, they did work closely with Nintendo in the 90s with a partnership that brought us games like the Donkey Kong Country series, Donkey Kong 64, and Diddy Kong Racing, among others. Well, even before this, in the 8-bit era, they found success with games like RC Pro-Am, Cobra Triangle, and Solar Jetman. And at one point, they actually planned to release a handheld system called the Playboy Handheld. As you can see here in this image of an early prototype, the system was being planned to compete with Nintendo's original Game Boy, but ended up being canceled before making it to market. Now, CES 23, the huge consumer electronics show, kicked off this week in Las Vegas, giving us a look at a ton of awesome future electronic devices. The show is usually dominated by stuff like TVs, cell phone cases, cell phone stuff, and monitor prototype models, futuristic stuff like robots and concept cars, all kinds of awesome devices that are usually still years from market. Now, in the past, we have gotten some gaming-related news there. We discussed a few things from Sony and Arcade1Up, but we will let you know if anything else gets announced. The main part of the show will be taking place over this coming weekend. Alright gamers, that concludes this week in review for the week ending on January 6th. The week started with Konami teasing a new project we all hope is Metal Gear related. Then, as we change the calendars over from 2022 to 2023, I feverishly attacked my ever-growing back catalog. Then, the week ended with rumors swirling of an upcoming Nintendo Direct. But let me know anything we may have missed in the comments, and thanks for joining us today, gamers. Shojo World out.